Okay, so we are live. Today's title: I was a victim of everything, of the whole brainwash, yeah, of everything that happened, like in my life or in our lives, if you want. So, this video, first, you need to have a bit of patience with me. It's my fourth live, and I'm trying to do them live and not record on my computer and edit after. So, um, the whole idea of the video is if you ever stayed and analyzed your life, and I don't know if you're in the same like me, but you realize everything that you've been taught was wrong. You've been presented only the wrong everything, morals, ideas. You've been influenced only on the wrong way. You did all the things in your life, just everything wrong, if you get me. That's how I feel. And I'm gonna take you with me through. I have a list here with some things that I feel we are all doing wrong, and we don't know it. We do, or we know it very late after we've been through them. And I think it will help if more people will just come out and say, hey, this is what I think. Anyway, so for example, starting even from the time I was an adolescent, yeah, I was a bad kid. I had a very bad adolescence. I mean, my adolescence was good. My parents was caring for me. Everything was fine, or not. But I was very aggressive as a kid. I was shouting. Um, I was at the limit of being rude with my parents. So I was just not all the time, but many times. I felt like when we had an argument or something, I was like exploding, and I was like, "Leave me alone! What's your problem?" And like I can just imagine how probably my father, actually, because my mom was working abroad, so he was with us. He was taking care of us. He was doing everything for us. And me, sometimes I was mean, and it is probably, this is not just me, we are all, because why we are taught this in movies, in the society. We are raised by the school system, we are raised by strangers, we are raised by the internet, by the TV of the and on the TV it's a lot of bullshit and garbage there. And that's why we act like as we act. It's also the adolescence, the hormones are probably a bit of fault, but in most cases we are brainwashed to behave like this. We are brainwashed to be mean. We are brainwashed to not respect elderly anymore, to not respect our parents anymore, siblings, to don't have a connection with anyone, to don't have real friends. All this is from them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even starting from an adolescence, I feel like I've been mean with my parents. Imagine, now I'm 34 years old, and like I don't have yet kids, but I'm working, I'm earning my own money. I've been through some bad workplaces, and I feel sometimes I'm struggling to take care of myself. Imagine having some kids to take care of them, and them, they will be just like like shouting back at you and not listening, and like, imagine how hard that can be for someone. But again, I feel this is how the society wants you to be. The people that are in control, they want this. Everything since young age, you are this is a second thing now. So since you are at a young age, we are um, ex, um, how to say, exported, we are shown explicit content. We are shown movies like with sexy images, with that kids should not listen to that kind of music or see even that kind of video musics. Like, I remember, because in my country, like when I first seen a music video with a more sexy girl or things like that, it was like, even I was a small kid, it was how to say, hypnotizing. I was looking, and like I was like, I don't explain. And after more and more the movies or the music videos, they become with even more sexual. They become even more, and I think that does something really bad for the kids. So also like they can make porn addiction from an early age, and things like that. That I feel again, this is a very bad thing that we've been. Um, I don't know what to say. We've been prone to it anyway. We this should be a stronger regulation. It should not be kids should not be seeing that, and believe me, there are probably a lot of kids starting from childhood that they are exposed to porn and other things that they should not be. And, and like even I'm seeing it even in TV movies, the things that are today in today's world on music clips, or the language that's spoken, the everything, it's is definitely wrong. um Objectifying woman, like I obviously done that as well. That's why, because that's what you've seen. You just see in the movies, nice sexy women, and you are just wanting, but you don't consider, like, I don't know explain. You just objectify them because that's what you see everywhere, and it makes a desire in you when you see all that uh, porn, or you see all the video clips or movies with too much to, like, with, I don't know to explain that. That's what I feel. Another thing that I feel like I've been brainwashed um, since I was a kid, for example, and like fighting with God. I feel it's presented somehow like like they want this from us. They want to be far away from God. You see jokes about God. You see mocking God. You see people, comedians, making some very good jokes. Sometimes you feel like laughing, and somehow they manage to do that, to make you to lose the idea of God, to believe it's not true, to for you to be as far away from God, because there is how they can manipulate you. Judging other people, I feel the same. We are brainwashed in judging other people, looking around what everyone else is doing. We are not paying attention what we are doing. We are not focusing on ourselves. And a very interesting thing about judging that I hear it recently, and I think it's true. They say when you judge someone, you are actually taking all their negative karma onto you. They say you are taking everything onto you. So that's why it's never good to judge. Plus, nobody is perfect. We all have our own flaws, and um, it it's just wrong. But we are brainwashed to do this. You see, this probably happens especially in groups, at school maybe, or university, or workplaces, or even in small towns. People speaks about some other people. They're judging, they're gossiping, and they don't realize how much harm they do by doing this. They brainwash us with everything, with especially with ignorance. And this is another point. Sorry, I'm not explaining maybe well enough. So, being ignorant, they brainwash us by to be ignorant. What I mean by this, ignorant to uh, healthy eating, for example, ignorant to nutrition, for example, ignorant to how to make money, for example, ignorant how to have good morals, for example, ignorant to how to managing life, what we need, how to deal with life, how to find the perfect way, how to, not the perfect way, how to find a good path, for example, you might be um, you might not know nutrition. You might not know it because this is how your mother father raised you, and maybe they have some bad eating habits. but you're ignorant to the fact that you can do better. You're ignorant, you're not grabbing a book to eat better, to lose your belly, to you don't start working out. This is ignorance when you don't do these things, because yeah, they were not given to you, but I'm pretty sure God gave you other gifts. Sometimes we all have different gifts, and okay, you're not being gifted this knowledge about or the environment, but you staying like this, it's your choice. It's ignorance, especially after you mature. So the same, maybe you not had very good, or you not seen very good morals around you, but you're not changing, you're not adopting good behaviors, you're not realizing something is wrong with your morals or things like that. It's your ignorance that keeps you there. Maybe you are not as smart. Maybe you have very, maybe you are very simple, you're very, or maybe you are in a very bad place, but it is your ignorance that keeps you there, because we all sometimes are in bad places, and we don't realize some things. So it's maybe you feel like you're stuck in a dead end job, and you feel like you can't do anything and you hate that, but it's your ignorance that still keeps you there. Why you not grabbing a book? Why you not grabbing a course instead of social media, instead of Netflix, instead of doing nothing? Why you don't take actions to exit that? So that's what I mean by ignorance. This like with everything. Maybe the same, your upbringing, you're not coming from a family of athletes, or someone that does sport regularly or that reads, but you not start to adopting this. It's your ignorance that keeps you still stuck where you are. If you should start working out. Nobody, when they first started working out, they didn't know how, or you just go and do it. You don't just stay ignorant and say, I never worked out, it's not my thing. I'll just have a kind of Coke now, a pack of cigarettes. I'm gonna go have some fried chicken, a pizza, and eat at 12 in the midnight. And this is me, this is my life, this is what I enjoy doing. It's wrong. It's ignorant to keep doing this. You get me? That's what I'm saying. But they make it to feel like it's normal, these things. Okay, another point that they brainwash us. They brainwash us to be lazy, and how they do this is maybe through the school, because in the school they don't teach you how to think for yourself and what to do next. They teach you just how to follow orders. And when you are outside of school or outside of workplace and nobody gives you order, you don't know what to do. You are just you are just being lazy. You're just watching, scrolling. You are just doing, like, I don't know, many things that they don't really help you in the long run. It's nice to do those things sometimes with measure, but not all the time, just sitting and not doing anything. Nothing. You don't have a plan with your life. Don't grab a book. You don't work out. You don't eat properly. You don't at least go for a walk at least. You don't do some productive things at all. Like, you coming out from work or school and you're just totally lazy. That this is also done by them with many tools, with the school system, with TV, especially with social media. It makes you forget, or it keeps you actually so distracted that you don't realize when you do these things that actually they are really wrong and they are harm you. Again, they brainwash you to don't do anything with your life. They don't inspire you to have a plan, have a have a, have a goal for your life, have a dream. Many people, that's why they are also sad, because they don't work towards something. Of course, if you don't have anything to do, of course that's what you're gonna do. You just go work, home, work, home, work, home, or school, home. And of course it becomes boring, it becomes repetitive, and then you feel like drinking, and then you feel like eating garbage, and then you don't feel like working out, and you're just sitting like that and scrolling and what, trying to get some more dopamine from other things. So it's like, this is because you're not we are not told how to set up a goal for our life, how to have a dream. That's why you see Simon Squibb now ask him, everyone in England, in London, or even in other countries, what is your dream? Because you need a dream so you're not depressed. You need a dream to work towards something. So it makes you to stop that laziness, to stop the bad habits, to stop the drinking, the smoking, to start working out. Why? Because now you have a dream, you have something, you have a plan for your life. So you need to set up this goal, this dream for your life. But if you don't have a dream, you don't have nothing to work towards. You get me? For example, maybe your plan is to get £1 million, dollars, and to buy a house, to get your family out of poverty. This is your goal. You don't need to know how you're gonna do this. You don't need to know how. You just need a goal, at least a dream. So you all the time, every day, have this in your mind. I need to make $1 million to achieve my goal, to achieve my dream. Yeah. And if you have this in your mind, then automatically you're going to think, how am I going to do this? And the solutions will slowly come to you. And you realize, okay, if I want $1 million, I can't stay and watch Netflix for 2 hours or 5 hours or 10 hours. Yeah, okay, if I want $1 million, I can't uh, eat like this. And because, when you eat bad food, it affects your brain. You're going to feel slow, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel sleepy, and you're not going to be able to work towards your dream. You're not going to have the energy. Even you eat, you don't have energy if you eat bad food. So after you realize, okay, if I want $1 million, I need to control my food. Let me see some brain food. What is some brain food for me? And you're gonna research. Maybe you never know, and maybe you find out, okay, maybe I need some protein, some healthy fats, things like that, so my brain will work to be sharper. Or maybe I need to adopt some uh, intermittent fasting, or maybe also I need to do a longer fasting when I can, um, things like that. But we are brainwashed in not doing anything with our lives, because if you the moment you know what you want to do with your life, it can be any goal. It can be you want to be a plane plane driver, to fly a plane, or other people may want to be a doctor, and other people may want to be an entrepreneur, and other people wants to have his own fast food. Someone else wants to be a farmer. Someone else wants to be the best, the most knowledgeable about theology, to be a theologian or something like that. But another one wants to be a photographer, another one wants to be an artist, another one wants, you see, everyone has different goals. But if you don't have this goal, you can't work towards it. So that's the thing. So we need to set up goals and dreams, and you don't need to know how to achieve it. Just say, I want to do this. Just think about what you really want, what you like, what you always wanted to do. And just after, you realize, okay, in order for me to achieve my goal, I am needed to maybe wake up earlier, have a morning routine, do some affirmations because it helps. Um, like work out. When you work out, you're sharper, you're in a better mood, in a better energy. Maybe I need to go to networking events to meet more people. Maybe I need to find online communities. So you see, the ideas will come to you once you have the goal. But if you don't have the goal, you don't have why to look for these solutions, if you get me. Then maybe you think about, okay, I need maybe a better job. How can I get a better job? Oh, if I do these 2 3 4 online courses related to maybe video editing or something, or not, or courses related to IT, for example, or there are many courses. You get me? You can do some of them, and you can change your job. You're not stuck anymore. But as long as you have a goal, you can find these solutions. When you don't have a dream, a goal, and a dream can be anything that you want, anything that you don't have basically yet, and you want to have, and you aspire to, something that you would really like to, and then the solutions will just flow to you. Okay. Another brainwashing thing was blaming others. So I don't know if you done it. I done it many times. All the time, it's that person's fault. Oh, I couldn't do that because of that person or the other, or you get me, blaming, or I can't do that because I don't have enough money, or I don't know how, I don't know the right people, or I can't. Things like that. Or this can apply for anything, not for money only. For example, there are people that they find a reason nice not to go to gym. Uh, I do gym at my workplace. I'm working enough. Um, oh, I don't like lifting weights, or again, you don't need to do only gym. You can do any sport, but it is a thing like how we find blaming others, or blaming that we don't have certain, or what we need, at the moment. And it's the worst thing when you blame others, because you're never gonna solve the thing on yourself. Maybe, for example, maybe they fire you from your job. If you're gonna say, it was a toxic environment, I didn't like, my manager was bad, yeah, maybe that is true, but you're not gonna learn anything. If you get me, if the moment for example, this will happen to someone, they should think, okay, what did I did wrong? Okay, I know they do that wrong, I know that the manager was an asshole or something, but what did I do wrong? How could I do this better? Because believe me, all the time, not all the yeah, all the time, it's your fault in everything that happens in your life. So you need to think about, okay, what could I have I done different? What do I need to do different on my next job so this will not happen? Let me reflect. Um, oh, maybe I was not friendly enough, maybe I was not serious enough with my task, maybe I was just going to work and coming back and not trying anything. You get me? You will learn much more when you take full responsibility, don't blame others. But we are kind of the same, brainwashing to blaming, like especially like with people that with when you try to open a business or something, it's a lot of blaming around there, like, or saying I can't, um, or when something bad happens to you, you usually blame the system, you usually blame your family, you blame your spouse, you find people to blame, or situations or governments. This will not help you in any, take full accountability. It's always your fault no matter what. Another thing that I was doing bad, me, I was like too soft with my friends, for example, or my ex-girlfriends, and they were like turning on me, like they were like becoming maybe revengeful, but they're not revengeful. They were taking advantage of me because I was too soft, because we are afraid in this society to say no. Sometimes we are, or we try to please everyone. So people pleasing, that's what I mean, being too soft and accepting too many things from friends or ex-girlfriend or girlfriends or whatever. I'm not saying now to immediately don't accept anything and break all your friendships or break up with your partners. No, I'm not saying that. You need to learn how to solve things, how to not be soft, how to also be understandable, how to also be reliable, how to also understand them. You need you need to learn, but the same, we are not really taught of these things. The biggest thing is, and I think there are many people still doing this today, the biggest brainwash is with the food. People like Eddie Abu does a great job here in England, but he's online, so maybe more people from other countries will see him. They lied to us about the food. They lied to us that we need to have breakfast. They lied to us that seed oils is good for your heart, and it's actually very damaging. It's actually damaging your heart. uh, seed oils, I mean, like, for example, few that comes to my mind: vegetable oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, palm oil. Um, there are a few more. All the vegetable seed oils, you can research which ones are the worst. They are in all our food. So you go and buy a pretzel, has oil in it. You buy chips, it's oil in it. You buy biscuits, it's oil in it. You buy anything, just read the ingredients, and you're gonna see it has some type of vegetable oil in it. These vegetable oils, they are making you sick. They are causing diabetes, blindness, skin rashes, many that you can't even imagine. Almost all of the things, cancer, whatever, everything comes from these seed oils. It's a main thing. It's a main thing that comes from these seed oils. So the food industry were brainwashed. You need to be very careful. You need to grab some books on healthy eating, because everything there is is not how it should. Another thing with the food, they tell you wheat products, cereals, carbohydrates, that they are good for you, and they are not as good. They are maybe some that are good, like with that has a very like a lower, like a slow absorption, but in general, there's a mixed opinion with this. But anyway, the food in general, the processed food and the vegetable oils, don't use vegetable oils. Use um, beef fat, duck fat, butter, real butter, 100% butter, because many of the butters, they are not, um, if you read the ingredients, they are not 100% made of milk. Some of them, they have 70% milk and 30% has vegetable oil. So that basically you're still eating vegetable oils, which will clog your arteries and cause a lot of problems. Another thing that you can fry in is tallow, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and extra virgin coconut oil. These are healthy alternatives to the food industry. So massive brainwash with the food industry. Be careful. If you want to know more about this, so listen to Eddie Ebu, but also listen to I forgot his name now, Paul Saladino. Listen to Paul Saladino to see he says about the dangers of the seed oils and what you should eat. And research more about this, but just research the downsides of the seed oils. My nose, it's a bit. Also, yeah, another thing that brainwashed me when I was younger and I was doing bodybuilding, I was really into it, and I was using a lot of mass gainers, snacks, bars, and believe me, I can feel it now. My gut is, I don't know, I have some health issues, some autoimmune problems, some leaky gut. Probably I have loads of course, it's not only related to probably these ones, to the mass gainers and proteins, because I had a whole mix of bad habits: drinking, smoking, eating sweets, eating uh, carbohydrates a lot, mixing, you know, all kind of things. But what I want to say with the mass gainers, like at the same, I was taking a lot of them, and mass gainers has a lot of carbohydrates that are not good. The processed carbohydrates, it has a lot of bad things in it. I was taking everything like creatine, mass gainers. I was taking like 10 kilograms at once, and you could see the results, but I'm pretty sure it messes up with your insulin, with your hormones, because all that carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates that you just take, they're bad for you. The snacks has vegetable oils in them. All these things, the same, massive brainwashed from the society, and we don't know about it. Sex addiction, I was almost, or I don't know, like sex addicted. It's a big one, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only man who is sex addicted, maybe even porn addicted. I'm not anymore, sorry, but I was when I was younger, and I didn't know. Sex addiction, porn addiction, I had both. This was causing me severe ADHD. This was frying my dopamine, and you feel like you can't do anything. You know that stage when you want to do something, but you just can't. You can lay in, like, stay in the house or whatever and just scroll, doom scroll, or watch something, or but not basically not doing much productive with your life, not even in your house. Complete laziness, and you feel like you just can't exit it. I don't know how to explain. You feel stuck. This is all because your dopamine is fried by sex addiction, porn addiction, cigarettes, sugar. If you eat sugar, it's fried. This dopamine is fried from Netflix, from social media, from anything that gives you instant pleasure. And you feel like you can't do anything with your life, and you look at other people, they are achieving, and you would like also to do something. You would also like to try that and that, but you just feel like you can't. You feel low of energy. You can't be focused on anything more than few seconds. You can't do it. You want to, deep down you feel like shit, and you want to exit, and you want to do something with your life, but something doesn't let you. You don't have enough dopamine, because your dopamine goes to porn, masturbating, um, sex. If you are like single and you hook up with a lot of girls, or the other way around. Um, so all these things, they are fried your dopamine. When you eat fast food, when you eat sugar, when you drink a lot of coffees, when you drink a lot of black tea or green tea, anything that has caffeine inside, when all these things, imagine all together in the same time, maybe in the same day. There are people that they do all these things at once. Of course, you're not able to achieve anything. You need a detox. You need to eat healthy food. You need to eliminate coffee, cigarettes, drugs, vapes. You need to start working out. You need to eat healthy. You need to eliminate sugar, carbohydrates. You need to eliminate snacks, processed food. You need to go out for walks. This is how you detox from dopamine. From to restore your dopamine, by eliminating. You already have too much clutter and too much these things that I just mentioned. They give you so much boost. You like them. We like doing these things, and it gives us too much stimulation. And when we don't have the stimulation, you feel down. You feel like you want something as intense as those things. And many times, opening a business, going to work out, eating healthy doesn't give you as much dopamine as the alternative. Eating healthy is not as pleasurable as eating unhealthy. um, Working out is not as pleasurable as staying and just watching Netflix and doing nothing. Staying without drinking coffee or caffeine or energy drinks a full day at work and at home is not the same as when you drink them. It gives you a buzz. It gives you, you are like, like when you have like 3 4 5 coffees, or you have a Red Bull or whatever. Yeah, it feels better, but it damages you. And you're good only when you take it. When you arrive home, you have a crash and you feel like sleeping or doing nothing. So propaganda believe, another brainwash of society, that I was a victim, and probably we all are. Propaganda believer. Propaganda means anything that's in the media, in the news. What comes to my mind is, I don't know. I feel like, for example, global warming propaganda, COVID was propaganda, and we people believed. Uh, propag- Propaganda, anything when they tell you, I don't know what to believe. News in general, it's a lot of propaganda. Even internet now, because they do it through influencers, through other things. Is not only. Anyway, I was definitely brainwashed by propaganda. So health and nutrition injured. So yeah. So this is about me. Like, I have some health issues, have some back problems, and all this was because of bad information, and even the people in the medical field give me some wrong advice. With nutrition, when I mean what I mean with nutrition injured, I think we all are. If you look at the stats, I don't know, 70-80% of people, they're almost about to do diabetes. Why? The food is so bad, and I told you I have some leaky gut. Or look, my nose, it's a bit blocked, and I have my nose, this problem with my nose, most of the time. And for me, I think it's related to a leaky gut, because I eat a lot of bad things in the past. And there are a lot of people in this situation that we are brainwashed to eat what they tell us. We are not careful what we eat, and we end up with conditions like flu all the time, or we get allergies, all kind of allergies, skin rashes. We get, some people gets diabetes, gets a lot of. Another thing, everything is food related. From what I know, in my opinion, even Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, things, things, autoimmune things, diabetes, and other things, the cancer, they are all food related, and people don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Nutrition injured, because we don't know. If it is one thing that you take from this video, is you need to change your nutrition. Go get some books, go look online, and listen to some people, and change the way you eat. That will solve 80% of your problem. Because if you change the way you eat, you're gonna have a bit mental focus, a bit mental clarity, and it will give you the power to stop the other vices as well after. But if you are poisoning yourself with food all the time, because that's what it is, everything is in the supermarket that is not one single ingredient food, it's actually poison. So, like, everything that's processed, everything that's already come, like, for example, you see curries already made, or you see cakes already made, bread, even anything that's not single ingredient food is poison. You need to read the ingredients to see. Okay, another thing is that they brainwash me with, at least when I was younger, and they brainwashed my parents as well, vaccine believer. So this is my personal take on it. I know it's a controversial topic, and I had, when I was younger, I was when I was from I was a kid and a teenage, and up to even now, almost sometimes, very sick, flu all the time, every month, and all the time on pills, all the time on flu pills, all the time since I know myself. And I believe is because of the vaccines that I've been when I was a kid. And another thing is, I don't know, I know it's controversial, but I feel like all the vaccines are bad, in my opinion. But I might be wrong. Everyone should do their own research. So 10, 20, 14 years ago, I don't know, so 15 years ago maybe, um, I and even now, I will show you in a minute. I feel like I developed even an autoimmune thing based on. So if you see here, my hair just falls down. But when I was younger, my hair fell down here, like a patch here. In my, even like few years ago, where I have around here, it just starts falling down. I think this is an autoimmune condition, or a leaky gut, that I think it started with the vaccines. And I don't trust anymore since the COVID. I don't trust any vaccine. I believe they're all bad. I believe they never should existed. I believe that's my opinion, but I'm gonna stop here. So we've been brainwashed in accepting that, believing that, instead of uh, healthy eating, for example, and other things. We've been brainwashed in a hedonistic lifestyle. This is another thing, yeah. So we are brainwashed into like drinking, smoking, vaping, doing drugs. We see this in the movies. We see this everywhere. Yeah, we see that they promote drinking, smoking, vaping, and drugs everywhere in all the movies. You see someone drinking or smoking, and you think it's a good thing. Um, um, yeah, sorry for the awkward pause. So we are this is promoted, this is brainwashed into us, because we don't know what else to do. We see examples in movies. You see the rappers, what they promoting, all these people that they have money. It's many times they give us bad role models. They do this on purpose. They do on purpose. They give they make rich these people that doesn't have um great values, that they have bad morals, that they promote consuming drugs and other things. Another thing what we are brainwashed by society is the men not being their true masculine self and the women's not being their true feminine selves. So we are also brainwashed into this. We are believing the Hollywood propaganda. When you see the like for example, one good example that comes to my mind is Venom movie. I don't know if you've seen it. I mean, yeah, it might be the first one this that I'm talking about. And it started with this couple madly in love. So this guy that plays Venom and his wife, and they were so nice, and you could see the love was in the air. You get me? And this guy made a small mistake uh, by standing up for what's right. So watch the movie to see. He stand up for what's right. He confronted a millionaire about his some bad things that he was doing, and he lost his job basically. And not only he lost his job, also his wife or future wife, I don't know what was there, she also suffered because just because it was his wife, and she lost also her job or something like that. And just because of a job, she left him. She's like, uh you get me, like, a moment ago it was the love of your life. You were planning to get married. He was the best thing ever happened to you. And the next thing, just because you lost a job, you you left this love of your life basically. So this is promoted in a movie. I know it doesn't seem like that, but subconscious, that's what it transmits. And then shortly after, not even 2 3 weeks after, I don't know exactly the time in the movie, she shows up with a new boyfriend, which this one it's much better than him. This one is a doctor, has more money. He looks like he has his life sorted out more than him. He looks like he's a loser, and this guy he's much better. Like status, much better financially, everything. So what is promoted in Hollywood movies is dump true love basically. That's is in this movie. She dumped true love, and if you do this, you're gonna get even better next time. That's what it's subconsciously sending this message through to humans. Anyway, we are the same. We are another brainwashing by the society is we don't appreciate nice and humble women's or men's. Um We just don't. We take advantage of them. We don't see their value. We don't understand, and we take advantage. We are mean. We are bad. We we hurt them. The, this is all the same done by the society. So first is not appreciating them, and another big brainwash by the society is us not being humble man or a humble woman. We are brainwashed in not being humble at all, and the same is done by that's done on purpose. We are brainwashed to not to go to God or to go internal for guidance. We are brainwashed into, when you have a problem, go out and drink, it will be solved, like you exit a relationship, yeah, just go with your friends and have fun because you're single now again, and go and drink a lot, take some drugs, and it will solve everything. Instead of going internal, asking God, why is this happened? What, instead of you reflecting, what have I done wrong? How can I improve next time? How can I learn my lessons? How, you see, we are brainwashed to do anything else but to reflect, but to go internally. We are brainwashed to not be grateful for our current circumstances. We are brainwashed to we are brainwashed not to be grateful for the circumstances, the place where we are. We are not grateful for the people that we have in our lives. We are not grateful of them and not taking advantage of them in a good way until we lost them. After we realize we are not grateful for a certain partner, ex-partner, a certain friend, we've been mean to them. We realize after we are not grateful, because if we would be grateful for them in the present moment, we would tell them, I love you, I respect you, I really appreciate you as a friend, as a wife, as a husband, as a brother, as my father, as my mother. If we would really be grateful, we would do all these things. We will be more grateful. We would appreciate them more on the moment. The worst part, what, or at least for me, what you can experience is being with someone that's really nice to you, someone that really loves you, respects you as a partner or as a friend or whatever. Being with them, like being around them, and then this ends up, and you realize while you were with them and they were so nice to you and they give you everything, and you were ungrateful, you were not paying them attention, you'll be like, this guy really annoys me, or this woman really annoys me, like things like that, and after some moments comes back to you when you realize you realize how good that person was, and you realize on all those moments that you were bad with this person, all those moments you've been upset on this person, all those moments that you actually were with this person that you actually now regret you're not with them anymore or you're not around them anymore. You realize those moments could have been nice moments, could have been moments of nice conversation, moments of nice you get me, of connecting, of saying, well, like appreciating and living the present moment together. But my regret is the worst thing, when after you're not with these persons anymore and you remember and you're like, I could have been nicer in that moment, I could have been better in that moment, I could have been a little bit, I could have tried harder, especially when this, I mean, here for a person that really is worth for you. You know what I'm saying? That yeah. Another thing that we do it maybe without realizing is we looking in other people's garden. We are you get me. Some people they are like, I'm gonna get a car because my friend got a car, or I'm gonna get a house, I'm gonna mortgage a house because my friend got a mortgage, or I'm gonna get married because my friend got married. So many times is not bad. All these things are not bad if it's your genuine desire to do this. So if you always wanted a house, that's okay. If you always wanted uh, like, or you're planning already to get married, it's okay. If you're already planning to buy a new car, it's okay. If but the moment when you do this because you look at someone else, like, oh, they got that, I need to have it as well. Maybe their circumstances, maybe their situation is different, that for them, because they got that thing, it actually will serve them, or it will not be such a big burden for them. It will, or you get me, they it's different, but you have a different life. And maybe if you try to copy, not because you get me, just because the other person or the other has that and that and that, but it's not really serving you well at that moment, or you don't really need it, or it will actually do you more harm. All these things that you try to look at other people and you try to copy and keep up with them, this will catch up with you very fast, and it will actually be a very, very bad thing for you. Another brainwashing, cheating. Like, we are brainwashed to cheat. You're gonna say how? Everyone has morals, and uh, it's true that we need to have morals, a set of morals, but many times we don't. Many times we follow the crowd, especially when people are unconscious, when they are not spiritually awakened, when they don't know God, when they don't have some morals in their life, when they not been through adversity. Many times they will cheat. It happens, and why I say we are brainwashed into this, because the same is promoted into movies, especially into TV series, in drama series, in telenovelas. You see everyone is cheating, everyone is falling in love with the other, and so on. And we are brainwashed also by other people example. So for example, I remember in my first workplace, uh, everyone was cheating with everyone. Single guys with married women, married guys with married women, single women with married men. Everyone was, it was a big workplace. Everyone was, and the thing is, I'm telling you, there were probably some good people there that they were never taught in their life to cheat, or thought about this idea. But for example, you're a good woman, a good woman or man in this environment, yeah, and you try to be a good person always, and you see there that the biggest asshole, or the same, another woman that is not as fair as you, she doesn't have the, I don't know how to explain it. In a way, anyway, you see some people that they getting, or it looks like that, at least from outside, like, I don't know how to explain. So you're trying your best to live your life to the best, and other people that are not as fair in life, or in general, they seem like they can get more. So maybe some, like, to a woman, a friend of hers comes, I hook up with this guy, oh, it was amazing, and maybe also that guy looks really good, for example. And at first this woman will dismiss it, but then second time, she hears another story, a third time, a fourth time. At one point she'll feel like, what, am I more stupid or more uglier than this woman? Can I not also get that man? It's the same with the man. It's like, maybe it's a good man, and one friend comes, I got that girl and we did that and we've been, whatever, one time, two times, three times, 10 times, comes to you all, to this guy all the time, and he explains well what, and maybe the woman also looks good, maybe they are some very good looking women, and first you think, how can they do this, how can they don't have morals, but after you're like, what about me? Am I not good enough? Can I not also cheat and get this attractive woman to have fun and enjoy like this guy is doing now, and he comes and tells me what he done? Yeah, of course. The idea, so even if you're a good man or woman, this idea, if you're in a bad environment especially, this or if you, or even more if you have friends like this, like a close friends that they cheat, or even close friends that they are single and they tell you all their experiences, and the idea will go into your head. The idea will, a seed of this idea will grow slowly in your mind. Then when you're gonna have the opportunity, you might cheat as well. So that's why I'm saying cheating is also brainwashing. It's in movies, it's in workplaces, it's in society, it's between friend groups, it's everywhere. It's promoted even. It's become even normal. You see, yeah. Another brainwash was believing blindly whatever was said in the news or internet or articles. In the past, I was doing this. So, for example, maybe you drink all the time, and sometimes your conscience will tell you, maybe we should stop drinking. You have a moment in all that fuzziness, you realize I should maybe stop smoking, or drinking, for example. And then I think everyone's seen those studies that I'm going to tell you now. You're going to see a study pop out on your Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, whatever. Mostly it was on Facebook, I think. But anyway, and they will be like, studies find that consuming 1 glass of red wine per day leads to a stronger heart, less strokes, and a healthier and happier life. And then you are like, the thing is good. I don't need to quit alcohol. I don't need to quit. No, let me get some more tonight. Or the same. Maybe you plan to change your diet, yeah, to in a certain way, and then the same. You're gonna find a study that shows that eating in a certain way is good. It doesn't affect it. Actually, what affects is the stress. Actually, you can eat anything, but it's more related to something else, and again, you dismiss it. So these are some, or the same, like you want to try to quit smoking, and you're gonna see a post that say scientists or studies find that people who smokes, they get flu less. They get flu less times because it makes a protecting coat over your lungs. Or another thing that I heard recently about cigarette, that they for men, they do more testosterone. I think it's bullshit. I don't know how. They say it's studies about this, but even if there is, I choose not to. I choose not to smoke so I can have more testosterone. This for me is weird. This is blindly uh, blindly believing the brainwash what they tell you. Another thing that they brainwashed me and probably all of us successfully is to not really go to church. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. You just like, I don't know how they do it, but have you ever think, why are you not, for example, going to church? Like, just go 2 hours a week, to church. I'm not saying you to become fanatic. I'm not saying to believe everything they tell you there. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that somehow people, when they hear about church, they immediately refuse the thought. Why? Have you thought why? How they do this? They somehow they want you to feel like the idea of God is bad, of the idea of church is bad. That it's only weird people goes to church, not normal people goes to church. Or Or another thing is like some people don't go to church because they feel like, oh, I'm a sinner and I can't go there because I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm partying, whatever. But that's the idea. What you don't get to church, you go there sick, you go there full of vices, because that's the idea of the church. That's what the church is meant to do, is to fix your life a bit, not totally, don't rely totally, but to a certain measure. That's what it is there for. And basically church is like a hospital. You go there wounded, you don't need to go there when you're already pure. So for example, people say, I'm not going because I'm a C, or I'm doing that or that. That's the point. Go so you will stop doing the other things, because if you don't go, you're not going to stop the other things. you like I'm saying, like, what's the point if you will be already a saint? Like, you would not go anymore, if you get me. Or you get me. To become a saint, you go dirty there. You go with full of vices, with all your defects, because that's what you don't know. In the church, nobody is judging. In the church, in the mosque, in the temple, probably, I don't know, everyone with their own religion. Uh, and again, I'm not saying you to become fanatic, but you need to at least, like, the basics, at least these things you need to learn them if you've never been, or you're not really going. But anyway, they brainwash us to see that as a very bad thing, that no people should not go there, or people are weird that they go there, and it's nothing further from the truth. So another thing that they brainwashed us, and they still do it to these days, like I can see this, they separate us by race, religion, nationality, with propaganda, with the news. And I will give you an example. um, I don't know, in certain moments when it suits them, they are like, for example, a black guy does a crime or something, and they put it everywhere in the news. And then the white people will say, oh, these fucking black guys, oh, they're doing that and that, and like, they should, whatever. And then you're gonna see a news with some other foreigners that's killed, stabbed, whatever, and it's very bad, and unfortunately this happened. And anyway, but you see it again. But how to say, you need to realize which is propaganda and which is not. And anyway, and after you're like, oh, fucking foreigners and whatever, then you're gonna see about Muslims. Oh, they do that and that and that, and you're gonna see. How do you know? How do you know when these news are propaganda, and when they are merely an incident? Well, if they're everywhere, it's a propaganda for sure, and it's meant to destabilize. Sometimes I go a bit further to think that some of them are not even true. They might even make them up. Some crimes, some scandals about this kind of different religions, different nationalities, and they make it. And I told you, the propaganda is the ones that they're everywhere, and is for a long time, because you can't unite now against, for example, the government, because you hate your neighbors. Especially in England, there's so many multinationality. You're not gonna like anyone. Yeah, I don't like the Muslims because they do that. Don't like the East Europeans because I don't know what they do. I don't like the Indian people because I don't know. And you're gonna be. I don't like black people because I don't know what. I don't like white people because I don't know what. Because of these propagandas. Why? We are all the same. We Yeah, this is how they keep us apart. That's how it keeps you for not making friendships, and with other people, with fear and with manipulation. This is. But I hope you get me what I'm saying here. They do this, and before I was doing the same. For example, they posted an article that a certain group of people from my country, they did something bad in my country. So I was the same. I was like, yeah, out with them. Oh, why are they doing this? Oh, they shouldn't. You get me? But that's what they want. They want this rage out of you. They want you to be in fear. They want you to be angry. And imagine it's not just you. It's probably all the people, all the nationalities, all the nationalities, most of the people from the country. Why? They do this usually when they have something to hide, when they try to, hide other things. I don't know. So when I was, the thing is like when, for example, all these brainwashes that I'm speaking here, I was so naive and so stupid, that I stepped into these traps multiple times, not just once. So it's like I'm that type of person that I mistake 10, 20 times until I learn my lesson, and it's painful. And I think there are other people like the same, and it's like, it's at least now I think I learned more of the lessons. For my excuse, I didn't know any better. So all this, what I speak in this live until now, I've been a victim, all of them, vices, everything that I said until now, and all these beliefs and propaganda believing and everything. But my question is, who is doing this? Who? Because this could be avoided. This is merely what is happening in this world and in England or everywhere. You can clearly see someone wants this. Someone profits from this. Someone. It's simple. If they would want us to be okay, they would put the systems in place for us to be okay. If they would want us to have good morals, if they would want us to have strong families, if they would want us to eat healthy, to be healthy, if they would want us to be smart, if they would want us to be rich, not very rich, but not struggle. If they would want that, they could do that. I think, in my opinion, it's all about education. It's all about, and okay. Maybe some people, they are not so lucky when it comes to education, but they could change the schooling system. They could change, they could add they could add more things there. they could they could not promote at least the bad behavior. So imagine a TV, an internet curated, that you see only good stuff there, that you don't see any bullshit, that you don't see any people smoking, drinking, doing bad jokes, like, extremely bad jokes, like, stupid things. I don't know how to explain. You get me? There are a lot of stupid people online, no? But it's promoted, especially those ones. You feel I feel like they are promoted. Or the same in movies. If there will be only movies about people finding their purpose, or about, like, having a superhero journey. Maybe they did something wrong, but it shows how they stop that and they become better person. And like, again, they put bad examples everywhere. They promote that. They promote stupidity. They promote all kind of shows that it doesn't make any sense. So I feel someone is doing this, but who is doing this? We need to ask ourselves, and why they are doing this. Because I don't know. I think this needs to stop. It's clearly a propaganda against us since the day we are born until we are until now. And it starts from healthcare, starts from what we study, from food, what we eat, what we learn. Everything is polluted since the day we are born until now. This is evil. Everything is evil. Look, you might not believe in God, but I just shown you the devil. The people who lie to you about food, the people who lie to you about medicine, the people who uh, hides natural medicine or medicine that works so you stay sick all your life. The people who makes you sick, and people makes you sick not only through medicine and bad medical advice, which again, it's a lot of bad medical advice taught in universities. Why would someone, they know it's bad, they know it's not how it should be, and they teach it on purpose. Why would anyone be so evil and do this? They know what they teach you again is wrong. They know exposing you to from an early age to porn, to to sensitive images, movies, music. They know by giving you false idols, by giving you, I don't explain it. Like, I hope you get me. I'm saying it is everywhere. I don't know if you can see, the devil is everywhere. Basically, everything that inspires you to do bad things, you know, but everything that inspires you to do bad morals, someone put them in place there. Is I understand that it's a certain percentage of people that are naturally inclined to do bad things or to experiment bad things, but it's not just that. It's more than that. It's We are pushed into that direction. We are taught this from an early age. We are brainwashed into becoming mindless, into not having morals, into not knowing what is good for our mind, for our body, for ourselves, in not achieving anything in life, in being sick. All this is with plan, and it's evil, and this is the devil that works through these people. And maybe you not believe in God, but I'm just showing you the devil. Another thing is, if you want, go and find the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. It will explain you all the devil's tactics, and it's not a religious book, and it actually goes even against the religious people. In that book, it explains how religious people, many of them, they are actually doing the devil's work without knowing, and they expose you all the tactics, how it works. And yeah, I managed to pull myself out from all the misery, from all the vices, from drinking, smoking, doing drugs, bad friendship, bad environments, ADHD, dopamine fried, porn addiction, sex addictions, um, food addictions, you name it, yeah. Like, I was doing everything wrong. I managed to pull myself out, but with big scars, with massive problems in my health, uh, massive comparing with what I was. I know there are other people worse than me, maybe in this moment, but me comparing with myself, when I was healthy, and now having certain problems, health problems, with big scars, big health problems, big mental issues that I had. Of course, I solved them now, but my life was a mess. All of this, I I managed to solve it with the help of God. The way I did it in a short was, I reach a rock bottom, like when you really feel you can't do anything else, and you don't know what to do. So in that moment, when I reach this moment, I just speak to God. I didn't even know how to pray then. I didn't know how to pray, so I was kind of like speaking with God, and I said, God, I don't know how, why this is happening. I want to stop. I don't know how. I want to be a better person. I don't know how. I want, but I don't know. I can't. I'm weak. Um, I don't know what to do. Please help me. Something like that. And since that moment, I felt something changed. But it took then another, few months until I become a bit better. And after a few years, and I'm still becoming. Even now, I'm still recovering. But since that moment, I feel He gave me the power to do this, because there are other people in the same situation as I am, and they can't escape it. There are other people that are alcoholics all their lives. There are other people that they are not present with their family, with their kids, never, because They never learn how. They never, you know, understood why they do it. They just going on an unconscious program all the time. So there are other people that they are trapped in their own negativity. There are other people trapped in many bad. Usually it's a mental thing, it's a personal thing, but there are many people stuck in, like in addictions, a lot of addictions. I know people that they are like 50 years old, and they have a proper porn addiction, and like if you like, I'm like, how, I mean, I'm not judging, I was there, but I'm like, why did I manage to get out and some other people can't? Why? Am I special? No. Am I better? No. It's just because I really prayed to God and I asked for this, and then He showed me the way. Then slowly, I I I understood better how, and with time, yeah, I found purpose. I found God now, and I want to be a force for good now. But I don't know exactly how. We will see. I'm approaching the ending of the video almost, I think. I want to say that Prince EA, if you know this influencer, it's a great guy. He planted a small seed into my mind when I was in that moment, when I was dopamine fried, when I was having severe ADHD, when I couldn't focus on anything, stuck, lazy, undisciplined, full of vices, caffeinated, smoking, drinking, bad food. Imagine if this will be like some arrows, or you get me, like, or some knives, you get me. I had like 10 on me. Imagine how I was going through life with my foggy mind and everything. Anyway, but even in that moment of fogginess and full of vices, at one point Prince EA said something like that stuck with me. When people comes to your social media, when they visit your page, and after they leave, do they leave as a better people, or do they leave as worse than before? And it makes sense to me, because if you see, bad things is promoted everywhere already. We don't need to do that anymore. We don't need to post any more pictures, videos of us drinking, clubbing, smoking, taking drugs. We don't need to post any more stupid, silly, or degenerate, us doing degenerate things just because it's fun. This is not real fun. You get me? So if your social media is like that, or let's say you're not posting anything related to you, but you're sharing on your social media idiotic videos, you sharing these kind of funny videos, but funny maybe of someone taking drugs, or funny of someone getting drunk, or it's still, you're still promoting that thing. If you promoting this very weird comedy jokes that is very sexual, that is very indecent, that is about these jokes that are, for example, you get me, that will inspire you to be sexually, you know you get me, to do only bad things, that inspires to bad things. If this is what you're promoting on your channel, this is, uh, you're still part of the problem. So me, I was like that, believe me. Like, even now sometimes I have the Google Photos, and it pops about memories from a few years ago. And sometimes I don't know, when you see a cool meme or something, you save it in your phone, and most of them, what I see from past years, they're like sexual jokes, um, immoral jokes. I don't know how to explain to you. Like, nothing that inspires good. You get me? So when people comes to your social media page and they leave, do they live as better, or they come to social media page and see the stupid guy doing idiotic? So I'm not against funny videos, but you need to understand what's funny when what's like really sick. You get me? What is in on your page there, on your profile? What do you share there? Do you share only bad jokes, only weird stuff, only jokes that everyone finds funny, like from some, you get me? Or they come to your page and they will leave better from your page. They will find the new information on your page. They will see a motivational quote on your page. They will see an inspirational quote to your page. How do they leave from your page? So for me, it really stuck this. And since then, I stopped. So I have about 5 years more, maybe 6 years since I, maybe even more, but I think, let's say, since I really cleaned up, like in the sense that like all the time when I see a post, I'm like, is this inspiring to good or to bad? Okay, to bad. I'm not posting it. Even sometimes I see some posts or some videos that they are very funny, but they inspire you to stupidity, to it dumps you down. It doesn't make you any better. So I'm like, I even maybe laugh a bit. I'm just scrolling past and I'm not sharing it. Before, everything that was like, you get me. So I think we all have a duty to spread good messages. Um, Bad messages are everywhere. Bad influence is everywhere. Alcohol is everywhere. Drugs is everywhere. Cheating is everywhere. Uh, but even bad food is everywhere. So maybe at least show you eating a healthy food, at least, when you're posting about yourself. Don't show McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Don't show the big pizza. Don't show any, you don't know, actually. Another thing that I remember, pizzas and fries, it's one of the most unhealthiest foods you can ever eat. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's try to promote healthier alternatives to everything, even to food, for example. Don't post a big chocolate cake. um, you get me? Like, show me an alternative that's not with sugar. Maybe show me a very good fruit salad. Show me something that's not made with sugar, that's made with only natural ingredients and with no seed oils, and explain there, look at this recipe. Anyway, show. I'm okay. I'm really going too much around. I hope you get the message. Yeah, please let me in the comments. What do you think about this? Please have patience with me. This is my fourth live. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you like it. If it's too much rambling, maybe you get some value out of it. And my goal is to also deliver a good message and also get better at doing lives and at doing videos. I'm doing this because I'm trying to play my role of doing the best I can do, even though sometimes I might come across as a cringy. I might class across as weird, stupid, maybe not knowing everything. But I'm willing to take all this. I'm willing to risk all this. I'm willing to do all this because I want to play my role. I want to be a good, not role model, but to inspire to good. Because I don't think and not only me, nobody is a good role model. We are all different and we need to find our paths, and we can't trust anyone 100%. But at least I want to do my part as much as I can. Another thing is I'm very lost myself. I'm still very lost. I'm still don't know everything. I still am looking for, to find. I know some things. I have a direction now. I have a goal. I have a purpose. I found God. I left all my vices, but I'm still very lost. So, and I still don't know everything. But with time and with God's grace, I'm gonna find everything. And yeah, I'm just trying to do my best. That's all I'm doing. And you should try to do your best always as well. So don't take what I'm saying as a truth or like I know a lot. It depends in comparison with who I know a lot. Of course, I know some things, but it's just normal things that everyone should know, and they are available to everyone. And you can find them in a book or in many books. I'm just still discovering and learning myself too. I don't even know if this is a good life or if I'm gonna still keep doing lives or no. But um, I don't, I don't know if I do the right choices in general or now. I don't know if I took the right choices in life or if I'm gonna take the right choices tomorrow, next year, in the 5 years. I don't know. I'm I'm I have fear of missing out sometimes. I take a I I choose something. I make a decision and I'm like, what if the other decision was better? Or what if the other 10 decisions will actually be better than this one? Or if before taking a decision, I need to analyze 20 possible decisions and I'm thinking which one is the best. So I can never know. Maybe I'm taking this decision. I'm saying, well, I think I took the right decision. But how do I know? I didn't took the other ones. What if the other ones will be better somehow, even if they look bad on the moment? You see, nobody knows this. So we're just trying an error and we do our best. And yeah. But what is the alternative? Maybe you're gonna have this problem as well. Yeah, like I don't know what decision to take, or I don't know if it's a good idea for me to speak about this topic. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to be a self-development YouTuber. I don't know. I don't know enough. There are other people more knowledgeable than me. Who am I to do that? No, maybe I'm not. It's. But what is the alternative? Do nothing. Be nothing. Be afraid of everything. What is the alternative? Yeah. So what? I might be considered a weirdo, but I will take weird over average at any time. It's better to be a weirdo than be the same as the rest. Could you imagine even this? Imagine yourself being exactly the same as the 90% of the people. That will be a really boring thing. I prefer to be looked and classed as a weirdo, as a different, than to be the same like you. So I don't know. This is just my take. Thank you very much. This was a very long live. I don't know even people will watch it, but I done my part. I'm also becoming better the more lives I do. So it's also a growing thing. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye.